Was that Skylar or was it Lemon?
No, it was Skylar. It was Skylar on the Iritha. I remember because there was one moment where he walked past an opponent with 1 HP. I think it was Aura, yeah, against Aura, when Aura was able to actually 2-0 RRQ. So back at it again, ladies and gentlemen, coming into the land of Dawn, ONIC Esports versus RRQ Hoshi for the Royal Derby.
I was saying earlier, RRQ Hoshi has very good picks, very good comfort heroes on their side, but 3 of those heroes are late game heroes, and ONIC Esports, they are going for that double roam strategy. So they are going to be very proactive in ensuring that RRQ Hoshi gets shut down. And against a Kadita, against a Grok, I wonder how well can Vin actually pressure.
Ooh. Well, right now, it doesn't seem like Vin is able to pressure as much as Keyboy. Flicker already burnt up by Vin, and Keyboy did not use that Petrify, so he won in that trade.
And remember, Drian in the mid side is going to be able to clear rather fast. I mean, Clay really needs his items.
Whoa, what?
It's all going to depend on that. But wow, Talon's prediction here by Axe, all for the yellow Porcupine.
Wow, that is surprising. But as I mentioned, by all means, RRQ Hoshi, they can absolutely pull it off. They just have to make sure that the early game is very perfect from Vin and Alberttt because they are the only ones that the team can rely on for now. In the mid game to late game, they're going to have a lot of potential. The question is, will ONIC let the game go that far?
That's the problem. RRQ Hoshi, they just need to be a little bit more patient when it comes down to it because Clay's not going to stop scaling, and with the choice of emblem that he's also opted for, he's going to scale a bit more fast, but here we go in the mid side.
2 knockups just like that, securing first blood, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. Kill Pressure is the name of the game for ONIC Esports. Paquito, Brock, Julian, Claude, and even Kadita. It's just full kill pressure. RRQ, they need to take these prolonged fights, but like you mentioned, Arashi, that burst comes in handy very much in the early stage. Now Alberttt jumping in. Whoa! Boom. Way too aggressive. Walled off by Drian. He used the dash to come close, and it's not looking good for RRQ. Kairi picking up the first turtle of the game.
They might have to...
Wow. Yeah, Alberttt gets bursted down here. It was incredible to see. And even in the top side, while all that was happening, we see Skylar having a really hard time going against CW now that he has already obtained that Blazing Duet. So when it comes down to it, so far CW has not yet been able to be shut down. So they're winning all their lanes on ONIC Esports with a 1,000 gold lead.
Kairi didn't go for the Demon Slayer either, so Alberttt has an advantage in securing the actual objective, but as far as getting control over it, ONIC Esports have an overwhelming advantage. RRQ might not make the mistakes that will cost them the game, but ONIC Esports are going to try their hardest to force them into those hard situations, into those tough decisions, and maybe RRQ will be forced to just trade, man, because Albert's getting bursted down.
Kill pressure once again coming through. That burst is just dealing so much onto Alberttt. It's a good draft by ONIC Esports right now for that early game control, but they need to stay on it right now, all right? If they let go just a little bit and RRQ are able to equalize that gold lead, ONIC Esports might be in some trouble because then RRQ can actually stall the game.
You're right, RRQ Hoshi, they just need to play the opposite side of the map, I feel. Whenever they see a neutral objective happen, they should know that ONIC Esports are going to be on that as soon as possible. They want to take the early game, and that's where they're going. So RRQ Hoshi, when those things happen, they can go for the trades. They can go in for the top side, perhaps pressure CW, now that he's been quite free to farm there in the top side.
The issue later on will be that in ONIC Esports, Keyboy on the Kadita, that is a very scary situation for RRQ Hoshi, considering they have 2 late game squishy backline members, and Skylar gets jumped on.
Oh, but Keyboy's there to help him out. Heavy spin though by Alberttt, pinning Kairi down, and CW jumps into the backside, dealing a lot of damage. And Drian comes in with a wild charge, 4-0 out of nowhere. What the heck was that?
Super aggressive by ONIC Esports, kind of unexpected with the way that Drian and Keyboy are playing. I thought that this would be more balanced, but no. ONIC Esports, they're going full aggressive, picking off Skylar, already 0-1-0 with a 3,000 gold lead. R7 here seems to be opening up the vision of the map, but he might get bursted down with the way the damage is ensuing.
ONIC Esports, this is exactly how they need to be playing the game. They have the sense of urgency. They know in the late game, Cecilian and Iritel, with the coverage coming in from the Franco, Esmeralda, and from the Akai as well, that is way too much for them to deal with. So they take advantage of the early game, and now they are forcing RRQ Hoshi into fights. They are going for dives. They are doing whatever they can to ensure that RRQ Hoshi stays down.
Wow! How do you counter a Franco? Well, if you don't let him get hooks at all, I guess that's Franco kind of useless.
0 hooks so far, and the dual action from Drian and Keyboy is just so effective right now.
Just like Axe. I guess they're using Axe. That is the Axe effect that you guys can also obtain for yourselves as ONIC Esports pushing up the tempo once again, taking a structure there in the top side. As with this gold lead, Arashi, what have they been able to get?
Boots with a Bloodlust Axe against such weak opponents, weak heroes in the early game, that is very, very dangerous. He can out-sustain and survive from a lot of sticky situations. Keyboy, already with the penetration from the boots, as well as a Clock of Destiny, he is attempting to scale into a very scary carry in the late game, and he goes in again.
Oh, nice Breath of the Ocean, and instantly the collapse comes in, even under the turret, as Alberttt is going to be taken down as well. CW going to be chain CC'd, but still able to find the kills. Kairi goes mad into that back line, almost finding Skylar. R7 finally rotating to the mid lane as Boots is going to be able to punch him back. ONIC Esports, this aggression is absolutely breathtaking, but in the midst of it all, R7 in a 2v1 might still be able to win this away. Goes in onto Boots, still chasing him down. I don't think Boots will be slain here. He has the cooldowns back up for his abilities. Both teams just disengage.
Although that team fight was able to favor ONIC Esports more with 3-2 traded back, RRQ Hoshi, they've started to learn about the team fight situation. They used Vin to try and inhibit CW from going too crazy with the Blazing Duet, and in the end, he was taken down. So they're starting to adapt now, and that's going to start being an issue if ONIC Esports don't close this off as soon as possible. They're able to take this turtle here by the Samsung Galaxy A series, but up until now, RRQ Hoshi, they're playing the safe game, the waiting game.
They need to be playing that safe game indeed. It's not ideal for Vin to be playing defensively, but at this point, he is forced to do so. At any moment, Keyboy can just come back in with the engage yet again, and with the follow-up, it's just way too much for them to deal with for now. Once they can get scaling, once they get some power spikes, they can attempt to orchestrate a comeback. We have seen this before, but now R7 is the main target.
Has a sprint, is able to dodge away. Oh, fancy feed, but you cannot escape from the basic attacks. Boots comes in with a jab, finishing him off. And ONIC Esports, it's a complete shutout for now. 6,000 gold lead, not letting Sicilian, even Irithel farm in the early stage. Kairi picks up a very early winner, Truncheon, so pay attention to Kairi in these team fights because he might be going for those deep engages.
That is what Julian can do, especially if he is building tank usually. But of course, with the Truncheon, Kairi, knowing that there'll be too much damage for RRQ to stay in place, he can attempt to go for a massive bait essentially by going in with a squishy build. Maybe RRQ Hoshi will be baited to try and trade back that kill and get punished instead. But Keyboy, yet again, same story.
Oh my god, Boots is able to find a kill, but Keyboy now is going to be traded back as Kairi comes in with enhanced chain. Keyboy able to get all of his HP back. Alberttt caught in the midst of it all. Blazing Duet to melt him down as ONIC Esports pick up a 2-for-0. Kairi jumps in with the enhanced chain. That's the aggression that the winner Truncheon enables from Kairi's itemization.
Man, that was so unfortunate for RRQ Hoshi. At least they could have gotten a trade, but instead they were baited out and Alberttt was the one to go down. And in response to that, ONIC Esports quick to take all the jungles away from RRQ Hoshi, even taking away that orange buff as well.
Man, the pick-off potential from the Kadira, just being able to engage whenever you want so rapidly and then get out with that regeneration. That is so annoying, man. Imagine being RRQ Hoshi, pouring all your damage into Keyboy, and then he gets out because of that passive. This is why when it comes down to pick-off battles between two teams, the Kadita is such an effective weapon.
Take a look at Keyboy, Arashi. Right as you talk about pickoff, it's all set up by this man right here. He is literally everywhere on the map. Wherever RRQ looks, wherever RRQ thinks is safe, he's there. 0, 0, and 12 out of 13 kills. He has 12 kill participation.
Already an Athena shield in the side of Vin. He is making sure that he cannot get bursted down. But with the assistance of Kairi, I think that still is enough damage to burst through the Franco. Right now, they just need to catch up and, I don't know, survive, because later on they will have a chance to come back. But, it's looking very difficult right now.
10,000, 11,000 gold lead here, Rashi and Mirko, and that Lord is going to be marching there in that bottom side. It does seem like Clay is starting to reach his power spike, but I don't know if it's going to be enough or fast enough.
They already baited out the dash from Alberttt's kit, and now ONIC Esports will have free reign to do a lot in that mid lane. Top side pushing in still. Lord going to be taken down, but with that first Lord, it's incredible value.
Ooh.
Franco, Finn, almost getting that crucial hook. One hook can change the course of the game here. Conceal was used, and again, they aren't really able to find anything right after that. ONIC Esports are just looking for that bottom side, and Hashade finding CW. He's going to get picked off. Again, ONIC Esports looking for the base, getting the second base turret. Absolute demolition from the side of ONIC, as Enhanced Chain once again connects onto Alberttt, but ONIC stay disciplined, they back off.
They are stuck just waiting for a miracle hook from Vin, man. As you mentioned, this is the value that Franco brings in the late game. One hook can change the course of the game completely. But at this point, ONIC Esports, they're so neat with it. They're making sure that nobody is in the front line. Nobody important that needs to be picked up by RRQ Hoshi is in the front lines. So it's just so difficult, and Vin isn't having any opportunities.
Oh my god, they actually go on to Vin. CW able to outplay Vin. 1 for 0 already, losing to Franco here as the mini waves will keep on pushing through. Kairi jumping on the R7 with Enhanced Chain as well. They completely just burst him down, taking the final base turret. Imagine this. Enhanced Chain once again. Albert jumps in with a heavy spin, coming on to Kairi, pinning him down, but a Winter Truncheon will not be popped. There you go, he comes in as Boots is able to zone the other members away. Kairi finds the immortality. They are able to clear out the waves. My goodness! Complete destruction